to this episode of, well, it's not the IBL Inside Pitch anymore. That's right, this is the CBL Changeup. Mark, Pare, Braeden, Ferrington here with you. And just before we get started, just want to address the elephant in the room. You just see the two of us, not the three of us. For those that are technically inclined, you may have seen Neil Srivastaba's post online, basically just wanting to get away from the game and just wanting to enjoy 2026 on his own with his family and take more time. And you know what? There's some deferred money on the table, sure, but he's not contractually obligated to be part of this show. So, Neil, obviously the chair is always open for you to come back. But at this point in time, it is myself and Braeden, so the two of us will take you through this new episode of the CBL Changeup. That's going to be a little bit different to get used to, rather than the IBL Inside Pitch. Lots of news to talk about. We have seen quite a bit come out in the last month and a half. And not the least of which has been a flurry of transactions, Braden. And just taking a look at it specifically, I kind of came into this, and I think some fans may have come into this thinking, okay, it's a brand new league. Okay, we're pro now. We might see a whole lack of new players come in, and this is going to look completely different. Not so much. Yes, we've seen new players come in and sign with some of these different teams, but the vast majority of the signings that we have been seeing so far are from names that are quite familiar to fans of the league. A lot of players that played in 2025 and even before that.
Yeah, I'm curious how the fans are going to react, because obviously, like, the people within the inside know the ins and outs of this league, right, and kind of have an idea where this is going to go. But for the casual fan, right, they just see, oh, professional baseball, and they're thinking this grand spectacle is about to appear, and it's not. It just financially, it's not gonna be a grand thing. It's gonna be the same thing with a different title, from what it seems like.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I don't know how the fans are gonna react to this. For me personally, it's cool to see some guys get an opportunity to have the pro label on them. But yeah, it'll just be interesting to see how this kind of unfolds and see where the little engine that could go.
Exactly. Well, let me take a look at some of these signings that have come about. I mean, Barry is no surprise that they have about three-quarters of their roster already signed, and a number of names we've been used to seeing. Adam Odd, Hayden Jaco, Ryan Rio. I'm very glad to see
Yep.
Ryan Rio signing a deal to come back in 2026. I'm glad to see that. Hopefully, that his health scares are a thing of the past. But when you look at Kitchener, also they signed Junior Ibarra. They also bring in the Williams brothers in Malik and Josh, the two names that kind of stuck out to me as two players that are coming into an organization and getting to play together for the first time in a little while.
Yeah. I've had the pleasure of knowing those two for a while. For the Kitchener fans that aren't quite familiar with those two, I will go on record here and say combined 25 home runs. Yeah.
Combined,
Said it.
okay.
Said it.
I believe the franchise record might be around 19 or 18. I'd have to double
Yeah.
check. So,
So combined, I'm gonna go say 25 minimum. And then, if Josh hits a couple in the little jet stream, or so Malik hits one onto the highway, like, yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun for those two. Sucks for
they
all the pitchers.
they can mash the baseball, and I think in terms of not to make this too Kitchener centric, it feels like a lot of their signings have a lot of that mashing the baseball
Yeah,
theme in
God,
mind.
finally, like, you have the smallest ballpark in the whole league. Use it to your advantage. Stop
Yeah.
trying to pitch around the smallest ballpark. It ain't gonna work for you.
Well, taking a look at some of the other teams in the league, I mean, London's made a number of signings, primarily on the pitching mound.
Yeah, bring back Piano, Keys. They're just those two guys are workhorses. I'm curious, obviously, to see how the evolution of their game is going to work in this new league. But you know what, it'll be interesting to see. You know, they're familiar with the surroundings. It's not like they're walking on eggshells when they are wandering London, Ontario to try to find the way to the ballpark. So we'll see how it works for them. Um, I'm excited to see how Piano kind of goes because he's had 2 good years and then like for his standard, not a great year last year, but still better than everybody else. um, so knowing him, I think he really wants to establish himself as the guy again. So I'm excited to see him, and you know he's an awesome human being, and anybody that's new that's going to be coming into that room, get to know him because he's the guy.
And obviously, on top of the pitching, they get their battery mate, Eddie DeOlio,
Yeah,
coming back too.
yeah. Diolio, he's you know what he's for the most part, you know what he's a power hitting guy, um, that knows how to call a game when needed to. So we'll see how it all works because you know it's again you got to have that familiarity right with the pitcher, the catcher, but then you also have to have familiarity as a catcher with the league as a whole. So and this is what Diolio's fourth year, I think, coming in.
Something like that, yeah.
Not like that. Like he should at least have an idea of who is who in this league. And if he doesn't, that might be the first red flag. If he doesn't know who's who in this league by now, like hey, but you know what? We'll see how it works for him.
Taking a look at some of the other teams, of course, the Guelph Royals, they go out and sign Marcus Castillo, Alfred Vega, a couple of former pros in their own respect, the Welland Jackfish. Jackfishing, it seems, as they have brought back guys like Gio Morello, Jonah Weisner, James Smybert, also signing Carson Johnson as well. And they're also going to be playing the Ottawa Titans in a
Yeah,
preseason game at the beginning of May, too. Maybe let's just transition from the transactions because there's going to be a lot more
a lot
than
more.
what we're seeing right now in the weeks and months to come. But it's a pretty natural transition point to go to the schedule, and we'll start right there, having a CBL versus Frontier League matchup coming up at the beginning of May.
Yeah, it's gonna be really exciting to see how it's gonna all shake out. You know what? Ottawa's had a track record of having a good program over the last couple of years. They started off not so great in the frontier, but it is what it is. But then you build, and they're in a spot now where you know what the Ottawa fans are they're used to what they see now. They're comfortable. They know what this team's all about. They're not gonna go out and like wow you, but they're also not gonna suck. And that's all you want. You just want a competitive team that has a chance of winning every single day. So for Welland to travel to Ottawa, which is crazy, especially at that time of the year. It's what May 5th or 6th, I think I saw. Um, the weather's so up in the air.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know how the weather's gonna be, but if I was any of the Welland guys, I would bring a lot of long sleeves and a jacket. Hopefully, Mr. Harrison and Mr. McKay can bring us some nice jackets for the fellas there because they're gonna need it.
Yeah, and I'm hoping Ryan Harrison might take some time off from his officiating duties in the Ontario Hockey League
Yeah,
because beginning of May there is still a little bit of hockey that
yeah,
happens around that. I believe it's around OHL championship season around those parts. So I'd imagine that Ryan Harrison will be taking a little bit of time off to be able to go up to the nation's capital with his team,
oh yeah,
and obviously the Welland Jackfish, the defending CBL. Yeah,
yeah,
how do you they're the defending champions of the league. Let's just say that. They're
yeah,
the IBL champions of 2025, defending in the newly established the CBL. Again,
Hey,
the work in progress. We'll get used to it, but we'll just call them the
but
defending league champions at this stage in time, because I think for some people it is a bit of a touchy subject.
I will say this: the Welland Jackfish are the last IBL champion.
All
Crazy,
right,
crazy,
all
crazy take.
right. Well, looking forward on the schedule, we touched on it in our last episode. Among the many league changes that were coming about going into 2026, from 42 games to 48 games, and now we're seeing where the puzzle pieces are starting to fit a little bit more. You get the 48 game schedule starting on Mother's Day with Kitchener and Toronto, and it goes all the way until the end of August. You get Canada Day as well in there with four matchups. Kitchener, by the way, hosting Canada Day game against Guelph. Kitchener hosting a Canada Day game in general for the first time in a few years. So I
This
know those fans, they've been wanting it for the last couple. They finally get it. It's going to happen against their Highway 7 rival. But looking ahead on this schedule, the makeup is there, and it seems like they avoided Monday and Tuesdays quite a bit. So that helps our podcast scheduling quite a
yeah,
bit for
yeah,
26. But I think it was done pretty intentionally with work schedules and whatnot.
yeah, and like I think the biggest thing I feel like these teams really have to drive home within their organization is how do we get the fans to stay and come back? Welland obviously has found that special recipe that has worked, but how is it going to work in London? How is it going to work in Brantford? Like every like city has their own little niche market, and you got to kind of grab that core of that niche market and make them want to come. Like winning games, yeah, it's great, but like, oh well, like yeah, you have a winning team, but what's gonna make me want to go to the ballpark? So it's just an experience thing. Um, you want to go back to everything about say Savannah Bananas whenever they started. You know what? Everybody kind of mocked that kind of pathway and laughed at, but now look at them. Like they're literally the face of baseball. And
Hmm.
now you have Glow Baseball coming out, or it's already been out for a year. So now I guess it's the second year for it, and like that's starting to take off. So like, how are these teams gonna? I'm not gonna say combat those two kind of pathways, but how do you make it your own and unique and organic for the fans to want to come back and stay?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a big question. I know people are probably thinking when I said, work schedules, you're trying to work around. Hey, these guys are professionals. They're getting paid.
Yeah,
You look at what the salary cap is, you're not
yeah,
going to make a full-time salary playing in this league. Let's put it that way.
no,
You're making money, but you're not making, hey, I'm going to pay for a house in this economy kind of money.
no shot. Yeah, and that's the one thing I want to know if it's even possible. I don't know about the whole the legal side of it. Like, I wish it would be transparent where the fans know what the players are making. Because like, don't get me wrong, like I've seen it because like I've had fans in my year be like, oh, like you suck today, blah blah blah. Like, you're not trying so hard. Like it's not that. It's like maybe you're just exhausted from life. Like
Mhm.
you go from your day job to play baseball, but the fans think all you do is play baseball and get paid all this money. It's like, no, that's not how that works.
Mhm.
So I kind of hope maybe they can kind of make it more transparent just for the fan base. So just so like that awkward conversation doesn't get brought up because nobody likes to talk money. That's just the reality of it, especially with the fan to player thing. But if the players or the fans know, okay, this guy's making only this amount, maybe I shouldn't be on him about something that he has no control over. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just a pipe dream, but I don't know.
Hey,
I think it'd be kind of cool.
I think so. And I think that might be a work in progress too, right? I think with this league really just getting reestablished with the new name just a couple of months ago, and I really do feel like it's probably going to be something that might be in the offing if that ends up ever happening. But I think it might be one of those early things that maybe it's an early detail that they can kind of work in there. Maybe
Yeah.
not for this year, maybe for
Yeah.
next year and the years
Yeah.
to come. We'll see. But
Yeah.
the one thing I also mentioned with that is things being worked and working in progress. The CBL website, they just got reworked. It looks snazzy, let me
Yeah.
tell you.
Yeah.
Looks brand new. It's got a new interface. I don't know when it'll happen. I would imagine that the individual teams will be converting over to the same database in due time. I can tell you, as the webmaster for one of the nine CBL, see, I did it. As the webmaster for one of the teams in the league, I haven't gotten any notification as of yet that I would need any additional training or anything like that to get used to a new database. So that is kind of in the offing, but it looks pretty snazzy. And the main article that's on the website right now is of the All-Star Showdown, which is our next topic to talk about here, Braden.
Yep.
The All-Star Showdown happening in Chatham-Kent this year, and it's not just a one-day thing anymore. It's a
Thank God.
two-day event. What do you make of that?
I love that. You know what? It felt when I was there in 2024, the Welland one, um, it just felt rushed. You know, as a player, you kind of want to soak it in because like this might be like the coolest thing you've done your whole playing career.
Mhm.
So like you kind of want to like
Hey, you
just
won a
take
couple of championships.
yeah, but like those are
That's
team
fair.
accomplishes, you know, like it's you're part of a team. This is more, yeah, it's a team event, but it is more like an individual thing that you have on your little checklist every year. You're like, okay, I want to make the All-Star team. I want to do this, this, and this. You have some goals you got to achieve. So yeah, having it as a 2-day event, like I love that. Um, I get previous years just it wasn't possible with scheduling, but I think this is the coolest thing this new league, I guess, has done so far. And I think the city slash town, I think county, because Chatham-Kent.
Yeah.
Um,
Depends on the population. I think
yeah,
you go
yeah,
over
I don't know.
10,000, it becomes a certain,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
That's
don't know how
that's that's just that's just
yeah,
non-baseball metrics at this
yeah.
point.
I think that area is really gonna welcome this event. And yeah, they're gonna put on a great show. Um, home run derby. If there's only a few left-handed batters in this thing, it's doing itself a disservice. All lefties. That's all you need.
Yeah. With that
Yep.
ballpark, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Put on a show this time.
Yeah.
Not like last year when there was literally zero home runs hit.
Yeah, it was rough.
That was tough. That was tough to watch.
Yeah. It's a tough fence to reach, but some of the guys got to it. I'm pretty sure I saw a couple of the guys, they swung and I think they started to throw a little bit of veins out of their forehead as they were cranking these balls, trying to get it over
Yeah,
the fence and still weren't getting it done.
yeah.
Like it was a tough thing. Like I was on the field for this all going down and
Oh,
I can tell because I would be at the dugout and they would come back and yeah, they seemed like they went through it
that's so fun.
to put it lightly.
That's hilarious.
Um, one other thing to notice about the home run derby and actually other things that are happening, it's going to be a skills competition. They
Yeah.
haven't announced what skills are actually going to be happening here, but I want to get your take, Braden, on this.
Ooh,
What skills should be the skills that are on display during the All-Star
okay.
Weekend here?
So I've seen a few cool things in the world of baseball. Owners, earmuffs, because you are not want to gonna you don't want to hear this. First off, bunting competition. People are gonna go crazy over this. As not glamorous as that sounds, it's gonna be incredible. Um, you're gonna want to have a throw off, see who throws the hardest. Like, yeah, there might be some Tommy Johns needed in this one, but like owners, this is what brings people to the field. If you're gonna have like Davey Mendez versus whomever to see how hard they throw off the mound. Like that's a personal competition,
Mhm.
and that's a pride thing. And you know for sure that Davey Mendez doesn't want to lose. So I think that'll be really fun. Um, I'm assuming they're probably gonna do like some sort of like running competition with like the fastest runners in the league. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Like the
yeah, I
fastest to
mean,
get around from like around the bases to home plate.
yeah, something along those lines. Um, and then I don't even know, maybe even like this is a crazy dream scenario, but like straight up long toss comp where like
Yo.
you got to throw from home plate, try to hit the scoreboard or something, and you get like certain points for how high on the scoreboard you hit. Maybe that'd be kind of cool. So
Okay.
those are my crazy ideas.
I
Or
like it.
I don't know. You gotta make it fun for the fans.
Yeah.
Like, or maybe okay, this is another crazy thing. I just literally just thought of this one off the top of my head. You have like some sort of like mascot skills competition. You
Yes.
know, mascots. Oh man,
Hey, there were 5 mascots at the All-Star Showdown last year.
yeah, get them involved.
Gotta get them on there. Get them
Yeah,
on the base paths.
yeah, you're not just there to stand around. Do something.
Hmm. Yep. We love them though. I gave a few high fives out, and
That's
this
amazing.
might be the incentive that's needed to get the remaining teams without a mascot a
Yes,
mascot.
100%,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. I only had the one idea where it is involved pitching, but you go to a training facility, and you've
Mm.
probably seen this many of times where you have the grid that you're pitching to behind home plate, right? You
Yep, and not the
split,
nine hole.
yeah, you split them into nine and you play tic-tac-toe.
That'd be unbelievable too.
Yeah. And the caveat to this is that if you're throwing into it, it has to it has to hit on the radar at least, 55, 60,
Okay,
70 miles an hour, or else
69,
it's null and void.
69 miles an hour,
Yeah.
just for everyone's entertainment.
Absolutely. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
That's just my idea, and
I love it.
I love it. Yep. And obviously every win gets a team of points, and
Yeah,
you know,
we should be ahead
and
of it.
And maybe this skills competition bleeds into the home run derby, where if
Mm.
your team wins, the players on that team that are participating in the home run derby say might be able to choose to go second. Say they like,
Yeah, yeah,
they
that,
get that advantage.
yeah. No, I like that idea. That's good.
Yeah. Because so far it was the tiered system where if you had the most home runs going into the break,
Yeah,
you got to choose. Well, if you don't have the most home runs, but you're a bopper and
yeah,
you have your team win, well, all of a sudden you're in the driver's seat, dude.
yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Even that, it's just more strategic too. Like who you're gonna put in this event than random Joe Blow trying to run or throw.
Yeah.
You gotta be strategic about this.
Yeah. And one other thing I would like to see a lot more, like, there was some great fan interaction throughout this entire weekend. Imagine if you get a couple of fans come onto the field for some competitions and just having fun with it. Like I'm thinking of hockey skills competitions where
Yeah,
Alex Ovechkin is going down the rink on a breakaway competition, but he
yeah,
brings his young son out onto the
yeah,
field and he's
that'd be
getting
cool.
him to stick handle, right?
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
That'd be
little
awesome.
things like little splashes like that. I wouldn't mind
Oh
seeing.
yeah, and even like I'd say Dom for the most part has those connections.
Yep,
So they do it already basically. So might as well just keep it rolling in Chatham.
yep. Hey, a lot of chatter in Chatham. Let's just put it that way.
Too much stuff going on there.
Absolutely. Well, that's all we really have for you guys for today. There's been a lot that has happened. We just kind of went through it, but we wanted to get on here and just say happy 2026 and
Yeah,
reestablish the brand new brand that we are, the CBL Changeup, no longer the IBL Inside Pitch. And Braeden, as much as I love you, as much as I really love just it being me and you,
Yeah,
maybe we should use
yeah,
this opportunity as well. If you want to be a part of the show, let us know.
100%. Yeah, yeah. We need a third just
Yeah,
to kind of keep the creative craziness, at a lower level than what it is. So we just need a third body,
yeah.
players, coaches, media members.
Yeah, even if
I
you'd
don't,
want to drop by for a one-off, if you want to do a
yeah,
cameo appearance, let
Josh.
us know and we'll make time for you. I mean, I obviously have a busy schedule myself with the OHL schedule, but stuff that's later in the week. We can do
Yeah.
stuff on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays even, and you
Oh
know,
yeah.
we have all the time in the world for you guys, and we'll definitely want to put more episodes out there from now until the beginning of the CBL regular
Yeah.
season. Well, until then, we will be signing off, and thanks for tuning in. He's Braeden, I'm Mark, and this was the first ever episode of the CBL Changeup. We'll see you next time.